Hello, I'm Hannah, Jarrett-Scott, and I'm playing Jade in Float by Stef Smith.
Hey, I'm Jess and I play Colette in Float. Float is about a group of young people who are figuring out who they are and allowing life to throw up different opportunities and different people, and how the people you meet at any stage in your life could change the course of it. And I think it's about love and about friendship and about relationships and about hope. I think what's interesting about Float is that you meet 5 people that are almost sort of randomly put together because of their work environment. And as you get to know them, you realise that they all have something happening that maybe they're keeping a secret from each other or from the world. But they're all having to deal with something, some pressure that's happening in their lives or within themselves. And I think people will relate to that and the secrets and stresses that come with that. Everybody's got something to tell.
Yeah, I think what I love about Float and what Steph's done so brilliantly is she's touched on quite heavy topics actually. You know, at the beginning of the series, Jade is in quite a dark place, and we've got this theme of mental health and the reality of it alongside something really beautiful as well. It's like things can happen at the same time. Like you can be in a really rough place but then also see beauty and feel alive. And it's like, again, it's just normalizing like what we all go through. Like all of us go through all this like all the time. Like we have anxiety, we have depression, we struggle to keep going sometimes, and that's what Jade's struggling. But she actually connects with someone, and it's the people in the pool that literally keep her afloat. And it really just makes you think about the importance of friendship actually, and just being able to communicate and talk to someone about something that you're going through. Yeah, Colette basically saves her life.
I think I really identified with Colette because I think everybody in their life comes to points when you're just trying to work out where you belong and who you are and what you want. And I think she has lots of things sort of thrown at her that she's not expecting, whether that's love or life decisions that she's got to make. And I think we can all relate to that and relate to not really knowing and not knowing the course our life might take. And that's exciting and really scary. And I think above all, she's quite vulnerable, and I think that you don't expect that from her. And as the series kind of opens up, you see her open up to new possibilities. And I think we all want to be able to do that a little bit more in our lives.
What are you doing? Are you okay? Is anyone ever okay if they're sitting on a toilet floor?
I definitely feel a massive sense of responsibility playing Jade, because I feel like I haven't seen her on screen before, and that's really important. You know, I'm 30 now, and like I've kind of been waiting to see this since I was about 15, and suddenly now I'm in it. It feels like a bit of a dream, but it's also a bit like, why did it take that long for that to be for someone like that to be on the screen? So I'm just like super proud, but obviously massive sense of responsibility, because yeah, people like Jade exist everywhere in Scotland, and it's really important that they feel seen and heard. And it's nice to see a gay female character on screen that is not overly problematic. I mean, I know that certain things happen in the series that are quite stressful for Jade, but I feel like this is pure and simply just like two humans connecting. It's absolutely normal. It's how people live. So to just see it so normal, you know, in the way she interacts with Liam and other characters, the friendships that she has, it's just nice to see it normalised for once, to be honest.
I always think it's easier to talk when you're not having to look someone in the eye.
It's a good idea. I appreciate you being so kind.
What else would it be?
Well, we weren't exactly friends in school.
Maybe we both just grown up a bit. Yeah, I think I felt a responsibility playing Colette because I think that she opens up that door almost to it's possible to fall in love with anybody at any stage in your life. And I think I hope that people can kind of connect to that story. And I think what Stef's done so brilliantly, and what I hope Float kind of comes across to the audience, is that, you know, love just can be around the corner in any shape or form and in any human being or person. And I think that, you know, I think Colette sort of experiences that for the first time, not necessarily as a teenager, as a woman. And I think it kind of takes her by surprise, but also takes her down an amazing journey. And I think, yeah, I think there's a responsibility that kind of comes with that. And I hope people kind of can engage with that. So when we first did the pilot, we didn't really know each other that well. And then we've had 2 years, and I can't get rid of Hannah now. She's always there, hanging around. Yeah. So I think coming back to it, to film it sort of later and get to do the series, we become really good friends, because this was for both of us our first screen job, and we kind of, you know, went through that experience a little bit together with the pilot, and then sort of we're getting excited about the possibility of a series. And I think coming back to it with that sort of 18 months, 2 years of friendship, like I think you can hopefully maybe read that sort of in the performances, that there's an intimacy that's grown in real life as well.
Yeah, actually the first time Jess and I actually met was in the audition, and it was full on. Arabella was like, okay, let's go, do the scene, and we were like, oh yeah, and I remember, because I knew who Jess was, because she's, you know, she's Jessica Hardwick. And I was like, it's so great to meet you. We do a lot of theatre, and we just kept missing each other and not getting cast in the same stuff. So we literally met in the audition room and were cast like straight away. So it was quite, yeah, it was good. It was like an organic moment, and I think we've connected since then. Like Jess is saying, we've built up a sort of friendship over the last 2 years. So actually getting to watch it back and release it is quite a proud moment for us.
During Float, there's a few kind of intimate moments that happen as the series progresses and as the relationship develops. And for the first time for me, and I think something that's quite a new thing now, especially in film and television, is intimacy coordinators. And we had an amazing intimacy coordinator called Vanessa Coffey, and she was fantastic. And what she did, what an intimacy coordinator does, is they're effectively on set, having the dialogue with the actors, with the director, and with the DOP and all the camera crew about what's going to happen in a scene that maybe there's some nudity in, or some intimate moments, so that the actor, so for me and Hannah, like, we would feel safe performing that, and also that everybody behind the camera felt safe watching it and kind of directing us and everything. And I think it's so important, because it takes any awkwardness out of something that can maybe be a bit uncomfortable, and it's really empowering, and it kind of makes you feel in control of something where you're quite vulnerable as an actor. You have the say of kind of how it's going to go and what you're comfortable with, and you know how it's going to look, which is a big thing.
Like Jess says, it's empowering knowing that you know what to expect as an actor. It's very, very vulnerable. Sometimes everybody's watching you, you know, like there's nudity and whatnot, so like just having someone there knowing that they absolutely have your back, and you can call cut on the scene as well, it's just great. I love the way that Stef has sprinkled little bits of humour throughout the series, just tiny little understated moments, and it really brings a light to quite a heavy plot, actually.
Steve!
10-4, Steve here.
Coach Brown, got a floater in the kids' pool.
Roger that. Judy calls. I'll see you later.
I desperately want to know what happens to Colette. Where's she gone? Why does Jade make the decision that she makes at the end of the series? Like, these characters have got so much more ahead of them, and I'd love to see what happens next for them.
Yeah, I hope there's another life for these characters that we've got to know. They're really special, and they're people that I think we all kind of recognise, and I hope that by the end of the series, audiences will be desperate to know what happens to them next, and to kind of follow them on their journey, how they, you know, when they're figuring out life and who they are and their relationships to each other. it'd be really exciting to sort of see where that goes and how that develops. So definitely, I hope that there's a second breath of life put into these guys.